Good afternoon here for more mixed action here at the World Masters Ultimate Championships right here in Irvine, California. Joined here in the booth with Katie Killeru and Mata Kaliande, and we're excited here for Great Soccer Park, and we're just ready here for more action.
Exactly. It's the last round of play for today, and really this round has a lot of implications in the mixed bracket because it's really do or die for Great Britain.
Yeah, we saw Team USA dominate earlier against Canada, and now they're looking to take on Great Britain here in this matchup. Team USA so far undefeated here on the day in pool play, 7-0. And Canada right behind them at 6-1, and Colombia 6-1, while Great Britain, like you just talked about, 2-5 on the day, looking to improve. And the person that may help them do that is George Hudson.
Yeah, watching George Hudson in the previous round where Great Britain was playing Hong Kong, they actually let they let Hong Kong come back tied at 11. So it's been really close all over. But George Hudson is a player known for making a little bit of unconventional throws, but has one of the biggest stat leaders in this team and in this division with 19 assists. He's really a stalwart for that offensive contingent for Great Britain.
And then for Team USA, it's Kelly Johnson, who has been putting it up and filling the stat sheet heavily.
Well, we're not far from Vegas physically, but Vegas, as Kelly Johnson has been known, is a player to watch. And they're starting on this first line as Great Britain is on offense and the USA is on defense.
So Great Britain will be donning those darks as Team USA switches to whites. Going here from right to left on your screen. And a deep shot put up immediately into space, going down the field and just misread. Good pressure defensively. I believe that is Donnie Friend there for the U.S.
It's a really ambitious shot there, going to that trailing far side. We've seen that you can see that shadow is pretty nasty as it comes across the field as the sun goes down, and misread a little bit by the GB player.
So you see maybe some contact, perhaps a foul called there on that throw.
And to those of you who are joining us from Great Britain, I know it's a late night for you, so thank you for staying up to watch Ultimate with you. We are absolutely delighted to be bringing you this game. It's very exciting. I think they're talking about a travel call, honestly, in this point, and whether or not it was a push-off.
Yeah, it seems to be a
foul contest, as
perhaps a long
signaled.
Conversation for a travel this early on in this contest, but both teams very spirited so far. And Kelly Johnson racing deep as a shot put up and not able to read that one. Looked like the sun got in her eyes. So looks like Allie Brown to pick up there for Great Britain. A swing across, this one bleeding and able to find an open receiver. And now another deep shot put up into space, but no one else but Jason Yoon. Again, no fly zone deep in that area. Adds to his total. He had 4 blocks in the earlier game against Canada.
Yeah, Wynn putting it up into the air there, and Yoon does a great job of pinpointing. That disc almost looked like it landed very close to inbounds, so there could have been a second attempt, but Jason Yoon says no.
He's been just a stalwart for the defensive look there for Team USA. Looking to swing this across. Back around again. Yoon here with the disc. Johnson, not bashful. And a blade just too far out and up in front. And another turn going back the other way here for Great Britain.
Johnson visibly frustrated after being involved in both of those turns. the game previously in the U.S. versus Canada that was on stream, the U.S. had way more turnovers than I think that they were expecting or that I saw them have yesterday. And they're looking a little bit more frazzled, which I honestly think plays really well into Great Britain's hands here.
See an inside shot towards the sideline. Add it to the stat sheet right there for Donnie Friend.
Because if you're going to have a game like this that does have a lot of turnovers, then it comes down to grit. Then it comes down to making the most of the moment.
A swing around to continue here on the doorstep. The end zone now is Team USA. An inside shot just short. Friend surveying the lefty backhand to Johnson for the score as they open us up 1-0.
And that is a break for the first point. It's a little bit hard to keep track of sometimes with those turns, and we're really just getting into it. But Great Britain did start on offense to the right side of your screen. And we're just going to get another look at this discussion that happened at the beginning between Carrie Chang and the defender, seeing if there was a little bit of a push-off or dive. It was certainly awkward. Whether or not it was a travel or gaining advantage, it was awkward. And then so many turns in this point. I think late in the day, this is not how either of these teams wanted to execute.
You see Kelly Johnson finishing things off there for the U.S., and maybe that will light her up. We saw earlier against Canada, she had a wide open score that she dropped and then proceeded to score two more right after that. So that kind of lit her up, and that propelled her squad to win against Canada.
Great Britain signaling their gender matches there as the ratio is changing in an ABBA pattern. Great Britain starts in a horizontal stack.
And now trying to battle through that sun on the far sideline. It's really bright there for those throwers. Good job here from Great Britain to work it down the field. Another continuation throw towards the end zone as they tie it up at one apiece. Jake Waller punches it in.
And that was Teresa Bignell with the score, Tree, as she's called, doing a really good job to float that into space quickly. I think that use of this sideline was really good by Great Britain. You can see putting it out into space. Waller does such a good job of getting really open as the disc had started on that far side. As you were saying, just staring directly into the sun. You can see the shadow of this absolutely amazing Great Park Stadium. It's a soccer stadium, and it's kind of creating an uneven shadow across the field. It's just one of those things. Maybe we don't have the wind, but today we have the sun in Southern California.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day here for Ultimate. It has been all day here today, and thank you for staying tuned here to this one. All the coverage right here on Ultiworld. So we see a second look here at the U.S. O-line. Initially stopping the first throw, now the U.S. looking to make something happen. So we'll work across midfield. And just the continuations down the line and just not able to corral that one all the way through. That's Lexi Garrity not able to hold on.
Yeah, I was going to compliment Team USA, honestly, because they were using all of their female matching players. This is a good throw put out for Garrity, and it's just maybe that sun causing that motion, and just at the last second it was inbounds, and it's going to give Great Britain their first break chance.
Yeah, that's what I talked to Lexi Garrity, one of their captains, about, is that they want to show people that they play a really good level of mixed ultimate using every single one of their players on the field. Nice give and go action, far sideline here from Great Britain, and almost a miraculous catch right there, but not able to keep her body in bounds.
Very athletic, but also out of bounds.
So a gift back to the U.S.
Yeah, that was Abby Conejos there with the athletic play.
Trying to redeem themselves now. Back across using the full width as a pick is called. Send the disc back. Looks like it will be in Alexa Kirkland's hands. Disc played. Kirkland surveying. Nice high release backhand into open space as they punch it in. There's Team USA as they go up 2-1.
It was a little bit back and forth. It was not clean, but only Great Britain has had a clean hold. Anytime the U.S. has had an offensive chance, they've been gritting it out and getting it back and kind of winning that field position game, right, where the turns of the disc tend to move in a general direction towards one end zone, in this case in the favor of the United States, but it is currently 2-1 USA.
You know, I love the analogy or the saying, I mean, a win is a win. And for Team USA, it's never really going to be pretty as we see that awesome catch attempt, but not able to keep her body in bounds. And then we got to the score here. If it's working for Team USA, you got to keep rolling with it. You know, you got to ride that momentum. We talked about how Ultimate is a game of runs, a game of momentum. So if it's working,
yeah, and
you
that
just got to keep doing it.
Gussin to Andrew Lynch for the score. It was a female matching point. This is going to be a male matching majority point.
She swear with Ange Wilkinson. Now a deep shot going down the line. Full field connection for the score there for Great Britain is Nick Lawson.
Lawson makes a really good deep cut there. It is a one-throw score. Sam Gunby picked it up at the spot and chose the spot he was going to throw to, doing a really good job of making that an efficient hold.
Yeah, and it was really worried that wouldn't make it the whole way. It was kind of a lower release on that backhand. If anyone stepped in it, they definitely would have gotten shoulders on the block. But it was able to kind of glide its way through. You know, Katie, and that's the kind of thing I kind of love in the game of Ultimate. It doesn't matter what the score is. A play like that can be such a juice play for a team to kind of get themselves back into it. And, you know, to see the kind of joy and celebration from someone punching it in, that's got to amp up your teammates.
And I think at this point in the tournament, we had opening ceremonies on Sunday. That was 3 days ago. It is Wednesday. There's been at least one game, if not two, a day for these teams. And so they're really getting into their rhythm. And plays like that, I agree, can give you the juice you need late in the afternoon on this Wednesday as the U.S. staves off a high stall count. Kirkland with the disc, now throwing to husband, Tommy Lee.
Good movement around here from Team USA. Doesn't seem like they're any rushed out of their systems. So you see
an injury in the backfield is going to stop play. It looks like no real call, so I think they're just trying to figure out positioning.
Looks like the disc here will remain with Dan White. Kircher back around, trying to battle here on this doorstep. Good movement, Kircher bending the throw around right here on the front pylon. Into the back of the end zone there for the score is Tommy Lee. Smooth offense, the smoothest offense we've seen there from the United States.
Yeah, and that was Lynch, again, getting involved in the score, throwing upfield. You can see him toe it on this end zone line there and then do a pivot out to Lee, who's going to the far side. Defender nowhere in space. Not even close enough to call a pick because he was that open.
Just like Waffle House or 7-Eleven, always open there in the end zone. As we have a 3-2 contest in this one, USA up over Great Britain. So far, both sides really trading punches here in this one. It's Andrew Lynch saying, "Hi, Mom." 1 goal, 1 assist so far here on the day. But like I said, trading punches. You know, I like to always say that Ultimate is like a 12-round boxing match, right? You're going to trade jabs early on, and then whoever gets that decisive kind of uppercut really leaves some damage. And so far, both teams feeling each other out.
Yeah, Great Britain again is coming out in this horizontal stack, and they struggled against Hong Kong when Hong Kong decided to poach the lane, and you can see that that's what the USA is starting to do too, to try to narrow the window that Great Britain has to throw to, trying to force them wide. And they weren't really patient enough to do that, but maybe they learned from that game, which is what all these teams are trying to do, learning as they go, and they keep possession thus far.
And just fumbled right there by Ian Baxter.
I commentated, cursed that one very much, didn't I?
Yeah, now Team USA looking to run on with it and break opportunity. Kelly Johnson with the rock. A good swing outside. Directing traffic is Riccarde. And now inside there for the goal is Donnie Friend punching it in. A break there for Team USA as they go up 4-2.
It's interesting, you know, I feel like we just came off of that universe point game between the U.S. and Canada in the Masters Open division. Most of that sideline has left of people, you know, are finishing up games elsewhere around the complex and finally coming here to see the beer garden and see all of that. But the energy isn't there, and neither of these teams are really quite bringing it yet. We're really just kind of feeling our way slowly into this game. And I feel like I don't want it to be a game of attrition. Like, I want to see plays. I want to see Ds. I want to see great throws. Like, that was very efficient by the U.S. going against Great Britain, but more. I want more out of Calgary.
It almost seems like they've got the ulti-world script, so to say. They're lulling us to sleep early on, and then they're going to start picking things up here in the action. And I have a feeling this is going to be a close, tight-knit contest throughout this one. Just waiting for Great Britain to kind of wake up, and they're trying to answer here offensively. Good downfield defense here from the U.S. as they swing it across.
But you can see the U.S. is doing a straight up or a flat mark, which is really stymieing that Great Britain movement. Until that.
Deep shot, putting it down the field, and just too much as Abby Canejos not able to race towards that one. That was out the back. So another break chance opportunity here for the U.S. as we take a second look at that turn. Allie Brown just firing a little too far. So they continue to work it down the line. Now a deep shot wide open on the doorstep now for the U.S. Trying to work it through that sun. And they're Cheeky inside blade there for the score, as that's Kat Songer punching it in for the U.S. They're up 5-2.
Yeah, Kat Songer did a great job of moving the disc there. Originally she was wearing number 81, and now she's back in her number 4 jersey. So probably left a jersey on another field as opposed to intentional subterfuge. And here you can see that there's a no-look swing coming up as we're talking about subterfuge. Doing a good job there of creating space, but this was the score, popping up line and then going against the grain right to Songer. Get a little high five there from George. Yeah,
I mean, there's a reason George Hudson had 19 assists coming into this game. I mean, a no-look swing pass like that, that's just something of magic here in this one. Let's see if he can do more of the same here on the O-line. Excuse me, he will be off on the sideline. But Great Britain trying to answer back. They're down 3.
They are throwing to open players, right? Like Conejos was open in that deep space, but the execution of that throw, the weight of it was wrong, and therefore yielding a turnover. And then they just aren't putting quite enough pressure on the U.S. to get that disc back. Another clean break for the U.S.
Simon here with the disc, surveying the field. She's got some sun in her eyes. Nice throw down the middle. And another continuation throw down the line, jumping up, but finally Jason Yoon does not win a matchup deep, and able to read that one the whole way is Pete Wakefield. So that's a good answer there for Great Britain.
This is a nice blading throw to the middle of the field where you just have a good advantage. And then it looks like Jake Waller there putting that. The height that Jason Yoon gets on that defense, like that is so close to being a turn. If there's any breath of wind, if there's something else that affects it, I don't think that is caught. But excellent work on that from Great Britain, as we can see Coach Reed Koss for the United States trying to will his team into more efficiency. But that was a good defensive possession and efficient from Great Britain.
So good answer there for Great Britain. They're down 2 now, and get another look at the O-line here from Team USA. So again, thanks for tuning in here to the World Masters Ultimate Championships at WIFDIF here on Ulti World. 5-3 contest between Team USA and Great Britain here in the mixed division.
And you can see back there by the scoreboard is where the beer garden is, the social club. There's big games and all sorts of fun couches that is really starting to fill up with players. It's a great place. Like, this stadium is such a great place to watch a game. Huge defensive pressure from Great Britain.
Looks like that was Carl Bullingham on the block. And like you said, the vibes are immaculate.
I don't know that I said immaculate, but they are getting more and more fun, which is what we want to see. Going up the sideline, and it is a 1-throw score for Great Britain.
Looks like that was Matthew Hodgson.
Yeah, from Allie Brown with the throw.
Much needed break there for Great Britain to battle back into this one. They're only down 1.
And you can see the conversation from the U.S. But again, a look at that quick pivot, putting it into space, running on, just catching the defense looking a little bit, maybe waiting to settle in to try to get a mark, not having to tap. And maybe that's honestly the tap is what's different. It's like one of those small rules differences between WFDF and USA Ultimate, and that not having to tap the disc inbounds once it's gone out of bounds. That half second gave GB the difference maker there, earning a break back.
It almost seemed like it was in the same throwing motion as well. So like you said, not having to tap and kind of readjust and continue with the same motion helped that throw kind of carry and float into the end zone. So let's see what kind of answer the U.S. have offensively. Into the middle of the field. A deep shot put up instantaneously. And that one is corralled and caught. Still moving the disc around, looking for a reset. Back around. The continuation down the line, a baseball slide into the end zone there for the score.
Yeah, number 81 there. Weaver on the jersey name.
It's a good initial cut deep there from 81, and then good concentration to follow through all the way through the baseball slide. Let's take another look at that. Very clean and pristine there on the score. See a good crowd on hand.
Yeah.
Fans and family and kids just enjoying the great ultimate here today.
Yeah, and this, I would say, is a really good representation. that's Cam Bailey. An absolute character in the Northwest Division, and this team is really a mix of players from Mixtape, BFG, and Moondog, all Northwest region representation, as they were a team called Salt.
It's a deep shot put up into space and just doinking there off the hands of Mariana LaRoque. No, she wants that one back. Almost seemed like a sure score there for Great Britain. So U.S. with the disc now looking to push. Break opportunity, some contact.
Lovely signals, Nick. Love that. Great work. That's all you're looking for.
Yeah, just a stoppage at field. I think it's one of those things where you can see that the hand signals usually speed things up.
An immediate deep shot down the field, read all the way, and a great catch in the end zone there by Tyler Albertson.
And that was a really good throw off the restart from the far side of the stack, really, waiting until it was tapped in and then putting on the jets from the far side. You can see the eye contact from the thrower looking into that space, putting the disc up and on a platter, kind of trailing to that break side, making it almost impossible for the defender to get.
It looked like Chang there with the throw. Looked like some miscommunication there, and took advantage, like you said, Haney, and just fired it deep down the field.
Well, it also looks a little bit like Great Britain is doing kind of a poach scheme, or where they're trying to switch off that vertical stack, trying to limit the athleticism of the United States players. And in that case, especially in the mixed division, you can sometimes get a gender mismatch if you're doing that, but that's the risk that you take.
So 7-4 contest in this one. United States just 1 point away to take us to half. Great Britain looking to answer back. Good movement up the line and just rushing that throw. A gift back to the U.S. Johnson. Bailey. Back to Johnson again. Bailey working up the line, and just like that, there's a score for the United States. Another break. 8-4, U.S. up.
I'm not going to lie, Adekale. From the first points when there were lots of turnovers, I got a little bit concerned. But both teams actually are doing a really good job of being efficient with the disc once they get it. We've seen some drops, we've seen some missed plays, of course, but great play from both sides. And how many times have we seen, at least in the United States, Johnson to Bailey, former club teammates, making that connection in the end zone? I love watching these players sing, but it's really a difference in ethos.
Now we'll throw it down to the coach here of the U.S., Reed Coase. Good to hear you and see you again. It's Adekale Ande here with Katie Killebrew. What was working for you guys there in that first half?
Yeah, we're trying to do a good job of we're trying to push them into the middle of the field and squeeze that space. And I think we're doing an okay job. They're doing a pretty good job with their hucks. I think we've gotten lucky. They've missed a couple. They're playing pretty well. And so it's on us to up a little pressure on their marks to make those throws just a little bit harder.
We've seen some uncharacteristic drops from your team in this game and the game before. What is your messaging about that to try to do something a little bit different?
I don't know that there needs to be any messaging. I think just repeating that we trust them, and we know that those are, like you said, uncharacteristic. They're not going to be a thing that we think is going to be coming with us in the bracket. But if it does, we can address it. But right now, it's just, hey, we trust you. Keep playing well and keep doing what you're doing.
And then this is a team that's made up of former players for Mixtape and BFG and Moondog. What does it feel like to have a whole Northwest contingent of players that sometimes you play against and are now all on the same team?
Yeah, I think everyone's really happy that we get to have this team experience, right? Bringing people who we play against each other a lot, and it's a really fun experience to now be on the same team, wearing the same jersey. I think everyone's just really excited that we finally get to play with each other instead of against each other. We know how hard it is to play against each other, so it's just a lot of fun to be able to play with each other.
Well, thanks for joining us, and good luck there in the second half.
Awesome, thank you.
So they're amped up there in the beer garden, and we're amped up here in the booth. 8-4 is your score here at the half, and we'll be back shortly. As we are back here with more action, 8-4 is your score currently here at the half. We are on here with Matthew Hodgson here for Great Britain. Matt, what were you seeing there in that first half, and what are you looking to improve on here going in the second half?
To just do as well as we could, but we also told all of our players not to be scared. We made sure everyone knows that Team USA are human just like we are, and we just wanted to come out and play our game, and I think for the first 4 points we really achieved that. We talked in the half about USA turning up their defensive pressure but actually not getting any blocks on us. So our key message for the second half is keep playing our game, dial it in that extra inch, and we can continue running with them and continue running up the score.
Well, I was just going to say, as a Southern California native, how does it feel for you to be here in November and playing in conditions like this?
I haven't seen a cloud since I've been here, and so that is very different to London. The fact that it's 25 degrees Celsius, I don't know what that is in native temperatures, but it's a fantastic venue, fantastic weather for November, and we're super excited to be here.
And then we know that if people are here watching you, they've stayed up very late. Do you have any messages for your compatriots at home?
Yeah, so we really appreciate everyone who is watching. We really appreciate everyone who might watch back in the morning after they've got a nice sleep. And we've appreciated all the support from the UK clubs that we've scrimmaged to get here, and everyone that's contributed to this GB Mixed Masters program.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Matthew, and good luck in there in the second half.
Thank you very much.
As we take a look at what got us to this point, 8-4 is your score here at the half, and pretty similar there, except I would say those break opportunities as well as the total turnovers.
Yeah, Great Britain just hasn't had the same amount of break chances. They aren't getting the Ds, and I think that in the second half, especially because they're going to be starting on defense, it's a really good opportunity for them to put on some pressure, see something, maybe give a look that they haven't in order to get back into this. Because even if they don't win this game, the point differential in this tournament matters. And just to put it in perspective again, there are 10 mixed masters teams. The top 8 are going to go to quarters, but in that 9-10 position, they're in consolation, so they're not going to be able to necessarily have the same amount of play. And it'll be important for Great Britain, who's kind of in the bottom of that at 2-5, to think about point differential, because on the other field right now, India is playing Mexico, and the outcome of that game could push Great Britain down, especially if they lose this game by a lot. So even if they don't win this game, it's really important for them to stay close, and you got to do it on defense, and you might as well do it right now.
So every point matters here on out, here for Great Britain. U.S. on offense to begin the second half. Kircher. Back to Kircher again. She's moving and grooving up the sideline, and a dive ball into the end zone for the score. U.S. with another one, 9-4.
Yeah, that's Kircher to McLaughlin, and both of those players are so good at moving the disc, especially Paige Kircher. She is excellent at throwing and moving the disc, and you can see how effective it is, especially in the mixed space, because going upfield, there's male matching defenders in the area, but nobody has a position to play on that, and McLaughlin is just, has a nose for the end zone. Yeah,
Jade McLaughlin getting her second score of the day here in this game. So that's now a 5-point goal advantage here for the U.S. Cam Bailey hitting that nice ultimate strut that everyone knows and has done it before.
He said, maybe I don't have a strut right now, but maybe I have a limp, then nobody knows. Maybe I've just been, lulling them into a false sense of safety for years.
So what kind of answer does Great Britain have now? And looking to keep the energy up. It's that one fielded down the far sideline. A nice inside throw. Great Britain surveying. Nothing down the field. Good downfield defense here from the U.S. as that one's picked out of the air.
What a great pressure Great catch under pressure. And a score for GB. It is Captain Mariana LaRoque firing to the end zone for Carl Bullingham.
Yeah, and Jason Yoon getting beat right there. Great offense there from Great Britain, and that might be a little spark for them to kind of inch their way back into this contest.
That was a clean hold for Great Britain. It's something that they want to continue to do. We heard Coach Reed Koss talk about limiting that middle space, and what a catch there from Bullingham on the sideline under pressure. And then this sideline throw just beyond where the defender could possibly make a chance at a bid. Great work there. That is team manager Moan Nguyen. She said she has a combined 25 years of experience playing, and is really one of the players who continues to, you know, be a hallmark and just an ambassador for Great Britain, and wanting to highlight. She wanted to highlight all of the players. They had practices all over the UK and Scotland, and different areas of England.
Yeah, let's go, Jake. Watch the way he's going special,
Trying to, you know, grow the community and show the depth here, and also try to get more youth involved. As we heard Smat Hodgson talking about that, as we see Alexa Kirkland hit Jade McLaughlin for a clean USA score.
Yeah, they might be changing her last name to McBuckets. I mean, 3 goals in this game. I mean, she has been filling up the stat sheet and has been a finisher.
I mean, you don't make Team USA and go to Australia if you aren't getting buckets on some level. Like, you just, that's what Jade does. She plays, she has played for Shame in the mixed division for a long time, and in the WL, most recently for Colorado Appleglow, and is just a player to watch, and you can see why. She's so hard to guard in those spaces.
Tough cover. I mean, whew. It's really putting people in phone books here in this one. Phone booths, excuse me. And so far has just been balling out here for Team USA. 3 goals on the day. So doubled up now our Great Britain, 10-5. What do you think is the message here to Great Britain here in this last stretch if they want to come back?
They have to do it with defense. They have to do it with defense. Right now, they just aren't putting enough pressure on the U.S. They've had a couple good plays, but not the consistent pressure that's going to yield a turn from this Northwest squad.
So kind of a poachy lane look there from Team USA.
Yeah, it almost looks like a 2-3-2. There's 2 players up front, 3 players in the middle, kind of guarding space, and then 2 people on the deeps. And if you run a horizontal stack like Great Britain has been, although there's no stall count, so at the moment no one was close enough to put it on, they're really limiting the window of space that Great Britain has to throw upfield and challenging them to go back and forth and change the point of attack, really slowing down their offense.
It almost seems like Great Britain has got to play some small ball here to move the ball. As they continue to work it down the line, and that was very close, but no contest.
Yeah, Klein coming from the deep space trying to get it, but it had already been caught by Bullingham.
See some good movement as Hudson got almost every other there to break that zone defense for the U.S.
And that was good work from Great Britain's offense. They saw a new defense that they hadn't seen, and they were patient. They moved the disc and changed the point of attack. They didn't panic, and they finally found an outlet, and you can see putting it out into space there, catching and then getting the D. But I do want to highlight that Klein also did a really good job of making a safe line. No contest immediately on that catch. Great work from both sides. Klein has been lighting up the scoreboard, but in such a understated way for this USA squad.
So let's see if Great Britain can get it done here defensively and inch their way back into this contest. 10-6 is your score. Centered.
And a pick very clearly signaled upfield. Garrity does a good job to retain possession through the slight confusion upfield because everybody else had stopped. It's interesting how far away the cutters are from the handle. You can see the 3 male matching handlers back and then only 1 male matching player upfield. I wonder if they're going to try to attack deep with their female matching players.
So we see a discussion perhaps of the stall count.
I guess it's unclear, if there was a foul upfield or a pick, which would theoretically affect the stall count, which is...
Looks like there's agreement that will be coming in on 3.
Just getting another look at this play before it stopped. Yep, and we're back in action.
Let's continue to move the disc around, working down this near sideline. Lee here with the rock. Trying to direct traffic. There's Kircher and doink up the field and working out for Team USA. A continuation down the field to Garrity in. Waiting to see. It's a goal there for the U.S. What a series of events.
What a bobble on that play. It looks like it's going to come back, but great work by Garrity in the end zone. Saving possession twice now in this point, but looking at that throw going up, reading it, and getting underneath, definitely up. I think that the call was retracted wherever it was beforehand because that, my friends, is a catch.
And we stand corrected up here in the booth. That is for sure a goal there for the U.S.
The clapper was too easy.
As you hear her say, it was too easy out there on the field.
Yeah. The clapper is a phrase that comes from Seattle Ultimate, and they use the little hands that clap back and forth to celebrate goals, calling them clappers, saying clap a lot, and making a lot of clap puns, and so they continue to just use the fun. But I will say though that there were some higher stall count throws, and it was fun to watch. It was high flying, but it does show me that Great Britain is able to put on a little bit more pressure. But at 11-6, they're gonna have to really dig for those points.
Football, baby.
It's now or never here for Great Britain. They've got to really put on a run currently. They're down 5. Got to get it done on the offensive end first and then defensively. Up ahead to George Hudson.
Hey, no pressure.
Inside throw. Electing to go backwards now is Great Britain. Deep shot, a blade over the top, and that one is reeled in. Almost a miscommunication there in the end zone, but that one is caught. Looks like that is Polly Alexandrova there with the score.
I got your backups, exactly. I was going to say, I think intended there for Canejos, but doing a good job to have another option. It was an inside shot, as we're going to get another look at this big throw going up. Caught here on the end zone and then intended for Conejo, but behind and then following up with the play. Great play there by Pauly. Throw coming from Melissa LaFrance, also known as George. And I guess that means there's two Georges on the O-line. And has been a little bit of confusion, but no confusion there in the end zone. That was definitely a goalie stop there.
See little kids playing some footy out here, having fun. So it's been a great day here for Ultimate and a great venue. 11-7 is your score. U.S. up over Great Britain here in this Masters mixed pool play.
Left hand here, right now, right. Let's go, more.
McLaughlin
Left hand.
with her rare receptions outside the end zone.
I really want her to open up her deep game. I think that when she gets that big throw, she'll be unstoppable. As we see Kirkland unleashing one.
Just short of the end zone, I believe.
It did look like he hit on both sides, but signaled as a goal.
I stand corrected once again as the U.S. punched one in. 12-7 is your score.
Yeah, Dan White with the score there. I think, honestly, the GB player right next to him immediately called it inbounds, but on my first look, that looked like he was straddling the line.
Yeah, from up here, definitely looked like a straddle, half in, half out, but that's why I don't get paid to be a game advisor down there. So,
yeah, Kirkland putting this one up into space, and it's hard to see the line in that great jump, but it looks, yeah, right there on the line, but immediately signaled as a score as we're going to get another angle of it here. It's that front line, and Nick Lawson calling it in as a timeout being called, and we are going to take a timeout as well, but don't go anywhere. More action coming up right after this.
as we welcome you back here to more coverage of the World's Masters Ultimate Championships here from Irvine, California. If you're just tuning in, Team USA in the mixed division up here over Great Britain. Joined here in the booth with Katie Killebrew and Amada Kaleonde. Katie, what has really stood out to you here in this contest, this 12-7 game so far here in this one?
For me, I think the mixed play from both teams. Both teams are really leaning into their depth and trying to use all 7 players on the field, which I think is a really, smart use. You might as well play 7-on-7 as opposed to, 4-on-7.
Good holster there of the rock there by Allie Brown. Just not staying stagnant. There's no look there from Allie Brown on the swing.
And also I would say that the physical control, we've seen some big high-flying plays, but very few fouls, very few collisions or any sort of picks or anything else going on. So really well played from both sides. I think that actually the layout may have not gotten there, but causing the player to catch it after he was out of bounds, bobbling, and then getting control after. His own teammate signaling out of bounds. Looking at this up line, and you can see the layout causing a bobble and then not getting control until well beyond that second line. So great Exactly what I said. Great physical play, but safe physical play, which is really fun to watch
Cam
from
Bailey
both teams.
here with the rock. As a break opportunity here for the U.S. Scuba over the top to Johnson, having to wait on it. Nice high release. Now they're going to battle the sun on that far sideline. So pick is called.
So this is actually also like the first turnover we have had in a long time. I think that's maybe why I'm getting lulled into a false sense of security.
It's the U.S. trying to answer here on this one.
Yeah, 7 clean holds before this, so it's a break chance for the U.S., and it's a scuba to Klein as the USA unenthusiastically punches in a break. I think I got more excited for that score than they did. They look winded, that line, but they have been working really hard. I mean, 7 clean holds in a row, especially after the first half of this game with so many turnovers. It's been really a clean game.
Yeah, strictly business there for Evan Klein. Just another day in the office. You see the swing. And then Cam Bailey says, stall 0. I got that in my bag.
That was so good, and Klein does such a good job to reel that in from Bailey.
Kelly Johnson, a goal and 3 assists so far in this game. U.S. looking very comfortable here, 13-7.
And those whistles are a time warning. There's a violation, I guess, being called, maybe a ratio or number of players on the line being a little bit confused. It looks like it was female matching majority, but it should be a male matching point. It's always good when you figure that out on the line as opposed to in the middle of the point, because then it gets more confusing.
So Great Britain needing a real answer and some momentum going back their way. Shot across the middle. This one very low, but dug up there by Pete Wigfield. Wigfield racing deep, trying to get this reception. And this one knocked down by Yoon, but Wigfield is able to follow through and get the disc there for the score.
Wigfield is so good at getting that second effort, that really strange thing. You can see him and Yoon high-fiving. Yoon came out like he was dunking up high to get this disc. It was a high stall count floating, and then in the distance, you can't even see Yoon come in, but the second effort here, towing it on that back line and celebrating from Wigfield. It didn't look like it was going to be clean. It looked like it was going to be a huge D for the USA, but Great Britain scraps it out right at that back line.
You know, you wants that one back. I always tell you to catch your D's, but that was emphatic block, like you said, and it just happened to stay up long enough for Wigfield to get under it.
Well, and stayed in bounds. It was really good field awareness as well. I would also like to highlight that when the gender match switches, the puller also switches. So whatever is the gender majority on that point is also the puller. So in this case, Mo Win for Great Britain is pulling, and the pulls from both teams have been great. We haven't seen a lot of pulls go out of bounds, so really great job from both teams to have really equitable pullers of both genders making an impact. As Kircher puts it deep, Lee in pursuit, and it's a one-throw score for the USA. Great cut from Tommy Lee, and just the weight from Kircher. I don't think that the defense thought that she was going to put that, but anybody who's been watching the WUL will know that Paige Kircher loves to throw a one-throw goal.
I mean, talk about painting a canvas there with that throw. I mean, move over Bob Ross. Paige Kircher just dropped a dime ball. Talking about stride for stride there with Lee. I mean, I would love to put that on my fridge if I could.
It is beautiful, and it is just the sun is going down. The glow of the sunlight in Southern California is here. The moon is out as well as the sun. It is just a glorious afternoon of Ultimate. We have been really treated to a lot of plays, but this one is going to be a highlight. Look at the force of that disc between two defenders, right for the defender. It is a throw that is absolutely tailored to that receiver. Really efficient work from USA.
So 14-8 is the score. Great Britain gonna have to put all of it right here, get this hold, and then go on a break train to get back in this one. Having trouble. Good active mark by Johnson. High stall. So far, nothing down the field here for Great Britain. Big backhand ripped down the line. This one is corralled with two hands. And I believe a timeout called there by Nick Lawson.
Well, you know, if your opponent is within 1 point of winning, I guess you might as well use your timeouts or lose them. I, as a coach, may have wanted to wait until you are on defense, but maybe they didn't see very many people coming. We're getting another look at this throw from Sam Gunby. And as you can see, that was a great reception there and timeout. And if you've enjoyed our coverage of this game and you're joining us on YouTube, consider joining us as an Ultiworld subscriber at ultiworld.com/subscribe, because all year round with college divisions internationally, it is a great resource and fun games, as well as you get access to the Discord, which I'm going to say is usually one of my highlights. We can see the coaches there having a sign. Captains there having a sign as they take this space out of the timeout to set up their end zone.
See what kind of look Great Britain has. Knocking on the doorstep. Lawson here with the rock. Immediate swing off the sideline. Even that next continuation pass, but good downfield defense here from the U.S. Nice hammer fake. Electing to go backwards. Stepping into a backhand and open space in the corner. Punching it in there for Great Britain.
Henderson there with the score. Very much celebrating. That was several female matching players together. Can't quite read that sign, but clearly excited about that score.
So nice answer there for Great Britain, 14-9. Now you got to go on some breaks. You got to make it much closer if you're Great Britain, but if you're Team US, you just have to get a hold.
Well, they have been up in games and they couldn't. For Ben and Cal, hearts. So Ben and Cal, if you're watching, just know that that's for you.
Yeah, some love from up here in the booth as well. So you take another look at that last score. Just driving it in there.
That was Caitlin Simon with the reception.
So what do you think is the look here defensively for Great Britain to kind of stymie Team USA?
I think you need grit. It looks like an offside call, so this disc is going to go to the brick mark. Signaling with the crossed hands over your head that that's what's going to happen. But I think that Great Britain has to play tight defense. We've seen them be able to do it for a point or two, but not really be able to string it together.
That's fine. Go, go, go.
And a deep shot into the end zone there for the score. That is huge, as that's Dan White to put the exclamation point here on this game. 15-9, United States.
And we saw actually that the U.S. had been up in previous games and wasn't able to close it out efficiently. So they actually are growing in this tournament in a really nice way, that they are efficient towards the end and they're really trusting in those systems. In tournaments like this that are so long, it's usually the team that grows the most, that learns the most, and that improves together that wins a tournament. And as the 1 seed, the U.S. are going to be looking to do that. But Great Britain putting up a lot of points on this U.S. team, so really great work from Great Britain.
You see the nice little high five line there at the end. Good spirit here from both sides, everyone getting into it. This is an exciting contest on hand. The U.S. just pouring it on in this one and never letting go, and 15-9 is your score, your final.
Yeah, Dan White with the final reception there for USA. And looking at this break, I mean, it's very clear to me that the defensive pressure from the United States was really the difference in that game, because they had so many more break chances, and they converted 6 out of 8 of them. That's a really actually impressive number. And then we had that stretch in the middle of the game of clean holds. So that was really good from both sides, but it was the defense of the United States that put them over Great Britain in this game.
Yeah, that's a great point, Katie, in this one. Like you said, just really filling each other out, and Team USA able to take control and take care of the rock, and that's what led to the victory for them. As we will set it down here with Jade McLaughlin here in this one. Congrats on that win. Just what were you seeing out there? I saw 3 goals there for you on the day, no assists, so just getting straight buckets.
Classic Worlds performance, all goals only.
What were you seeing out there in that game?
I mean, we just kept working, kept to our game plan. I think GB was working really hard, but wasn't quite doing anything to disrupt our flow. So,
Jade, you've had a really big ultimate year, from winning club nationals last year with Shame to now. What does it mean to be on this particular stage with this team?
I mean, honestly, I'm just so grateful for each and every opportunity, and one keeps coming after the other, and I just keep grasping at it when I'm given the chance. So it means a lot for me to be on this team, and for them to have, reached out and considered me. I'm really, really grateful for it.
So was that smoothie the key to that performance there in that game?
Yeah, you might have to wait 30 minutes for the smoothie, but it's going to give you the fuel you need to make it through, so stay in that line.
So all smiles there from Jade McLaughlin.
Yeah.
Jade McBuckets, as I'm going to call her from now on. Go. Congrats there on that win. Thanks for talking with us.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, Mom.
So 15-9 is your final in this one. Any final thoughts here about this game, Katie?
It was a really fun game to watch. I think that Great Britain may have to be a little bit disappointed with their performance on the whole coming into this tournament as the 3 seed, and now they're kind of at that bottom fighting for that quarters position. But USA did a great job, and Great Britain is learning, so it's one of those things that it's a long tournament. So for me, I'm just excited to see good, clean ultimate, and we saw some really exciting plays in that game.
So the final here in that one, 15-9, U.S. up over Great Britain. And we'll show you how we got to this point here in this one. Excitement there from Team USA, and that really led to their game.
And it It was high-flying. The U.S. took control early with a break, and they never really let that lead go. Growing into this game, using the full 7 on the field, really playing great mixed ultimate, which is so fun to see. And as the sun set on this game, Great Britain kind of let it get away from them as Jade McLaughlin got that score. And the sun going down here means we have had just an excellent, exciting day of play exhibited by here in the mixed Masters division at World Masters Ultimate Championships.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun here in this one. Both teams really getting after it. The U.S. coming out on top here in this one, 15-9. A couple of looks at the last couple of scores. You see Caitlin Simon getting open and getting really amped up for her team. Just kind of love the energy here today from both sides. That final deep look here in the end zone. The final here in this one, the U.S. 15-9. Thanks for staying tuned here on behalf of Katie Kilbrew and Monica Leonde. We wish you a good night.